Okay, I'm going to give you some race tips again, going back to my roots on this channel, hopefully helping some of the newer guys learn something about racing crits. And this is Tour of America's Dairyland in Janesville, and I'm going to do all of the races, hopefully, for you to kind of learn a thing or two. In this course, it was just, my goal here was to be aggressive and move up when I could to stay up closer to the front. You can see here, there's going to be a couple examples of this of moving up when I can. One of the things about being aggressive is knowing when there's going to be a move up the front that I have to follow. In this case, there's 3 guys that are very strong that I tagged, and so I'm going to go ahead and try to bridge across. So I went into this race essentially saying my personal goal as a rider, my weaknesses were that I wasn't as aggressive as maybe I wanted to be early season as well as last year. So I was going to send some moves as much as I could to just be aggressive and just use the fitness that I have. Even though it wasn't great, I'm going to still be aggressive and do my best. So everyone should really have their own goals going into race or a race series like Tour of America's Dairyland and stick to them and try to do your best. So here you can see, unfortunately, we got, taken back by the field fairly quickly. There's a counterattack, which is another good crit tactic, right? Of attack, if it gets brought back, counterattack right away, which is exactly what happened here. But here's another example of where you can move up, right? I'm going to follow Connor's wheel. Free wheels are excellent times to move up. You can see here, Connor's moving up. I'm going to try to stick to that wheel. I could be a little closer, but the gist of this race is that move up when you can for free. There's certain locations that are like intuitively good for moving up. So this location here is going to be a washing machine effect. This rider is going to stand up and I'm just going to follow him to the front. But the basic gist here is move up when you can. In this case, the washing machine effect is basically on longer stretches or in certain locations of courses, which you should just be able to identify pre-ride. There's going to be times when it eases up and you can kind of continue to pedal and move locations. Here's an example of a perfect time for me to be aggressive. There's a rider off the front I could follow. I had some speed coming out of that corner. So the goal of this race was to be aggressive, very successful for the first, half of this race because I sent it. I tried to follow some moves. I tried to, just not be in conserve mode. So that was my goal, and I did fairly well in the beginning here. Now, of course, you try again. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. In this case, I bridge, we make some move, and then of course we get got by the field, so I end up sitting up here, but that's how it goes, and sometimes you got to try again. So I'm going to fall back into the field, conserve a little energy. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit out of me, but I need to, again, after that, find some spots to move up. Here's that location of the washing machine effect where people kind of sprint out of that corner and eventually ease up. If you just keep pedaling, look at how many positions I just made up. It's that easy, right? Just keep pedaling and find those locations where you can move up for very little energy. Unfortunately, there is a crash here, pretty much completely avoidable if people knew how to ride their bike. It was getting kind of dicey throughout this series. You're going to see more of this as I do more of these race analysis videos. Shoulder unnecessary, kind of cut to that corner, but I'm starting to suffer. So here you can see I'm off the back, starting to suffer off of some of those earlier efforts, which is fine. I knew I wasn't going to get dropped, but I did have to try to do my best here to move up where I could. There's going to be another example here where you can see if I can move up for as little energy as I can, I'm going to take it. Here's one of those spots. Again, where it starts to ease up, I'm going to follow wheels and just continue to move up for free for basically as minimal energy as possible. Here you can see I'm back close up to the front. So excellent race tactics in terms of just figuring out where you can move up and move up as easy as you can. Now in the final here, there's a crash here. Again, kind of odd. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm going to do a whole bunch of these race analysis, hopefully some tactics and things you can learn as a new rider or a more experienced guy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see the rest of these Toad videos. Thanks. Subscribe.